Damn, I'm coming in on some dramatic, sad music here. It's okay. It's okay. I'm here. It's gonna be okay. Well, hello. Oh, now we have suspenseful music coming in. Hold on, let me switch. I should switch over to this screen so you can see the music. Um, though I'm not gonna hang around chatting here for too long. I want to get into the game, but hello, welcome to the stream. And hello, Lemongitis. I see you redeemed a little hydrate thingy there. Thank you. Hello. Haven't seen you in a minute. How's it going? I did drink some water before I unmuted my mic, so I am hydrated. I'm ready to go. Yeah. It has been a couple weeks since my last stream. I really wanted to make sure to get one in today because I won't be able to stream next weekend. Next weekend, I'm going to a furry convention. Going to Fernal Equinox in Toronto. It's going to be my first time there. Second time ever going to any furry convention, so that's cool. But yeah, that's why I can't stream next week and why I really wanted to make sure I got one in today. So here we are. How's it going? Past couple weeks, what have I even done in the past couple weeks? I've been pretty busy with school. Sorry, I'm clicking around on my desktop. I just clicked on my little PNG tuber, my Viato tube window. Yeah. I've been a bit busy. It's been alright. We had some lovely spring weather and it was so beautiful and made me feel so alive, and now we're back to winter. Now we have snow and it's gonna be really, really cold, and then it's gonna get warm again and cold again, and it's that time of year. But, you know, at least the sun doesn't set at 5 p.m. or 4, or, you know, it's not truly winter anymore, and for that I am happy. Yeah, I don't know if I have anything in particular to talk about. It's been a couple weeks and it's been a busy couple weeks, but not that exciting. I tried Shake Shack for the first time. It was pretty good. We don't really have Shake Shack in Canada. They just opened a few locations in Toronto over the past couple years. Yeah. What else is there to say? I'm happy that I am streaming today. I made time for it, I committed to it, and I'm doing it. And we're gonna continue Ace Attorney. I'm like... This is a game that I've been wanting to play for so long, and that I started 4 years ago. So it's going to be very cool when I finally finish it. I don't know if there's any chance that that'll happen tonight. I don't know exactly how much of the game is left. There might be a chance that this is the finale. That could be pretty cool, but, you know, we'll see. Here's the thing. I would like to wrap up stream by 10 p.m. It is currently almost 8. If I do end up getting, like, if it really seems like I'm about to get to the end of the game, I can extend it. I'll keep playing. If it's the end of the game, you know. But, yeah, as it stands, I'm not gonna stay up all night streaming this. It's not gonna be like a 5-hour stream. yeah, if you follow me, if you've been following along, even with just this Ace Attorney stream series, you know that I tend to stream for only about 2 hours at a time, so that's what we're doing. So we'll see if we can beat this game in 2 hours, maybe stretch it to 3 hours if it really looks like we're getting to the end. Yeah, that's the plan, alright? So is this gonna be the finale? The answer is, I don't know. We'll see. And with that being said, I'm gonna boot up the game and see what happens. And yeah, I guess if I don't finish it tonight, then I'll finish it not next Sunday, but the Sunday after, probably. Stay tuned, you know, keep an eye on my socials as always. I'll talk more about all that at the end of the stream. Right now, let's play the dang video game and see how far we get. And it's booting up, and it'll show up any second now. Oh, also, can't forget, I have to get into uniform. I thought about turning on my webcam for this stream, but I don't really feel like it, to be so honest. Webcam can be fun. It could, but I'm pretty happy with the PNG tuber life, you know. It just you know, having my camera on is just another thing to worry about. PNG tuber is much simpler. I think I might have to adjust my PNG tuber settings a bit for the mic sensitivity. Hold on. Hello? Ba 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 ba? I think I just need to move the cutoff up. Or maybe I do this. Hello? I'm messing around with the settings. I'm like, ooh, I like just noticed for the first time that there's sound reduction settings here. I don't know. Whatever. I'm just trying to set it so that my little PNG tuber doesn't move when I'm not talking. Unfortunately, it does detect other sounds, and it's like, oh, mic activity? That must mean you're talking. Oh. It's like, I don't know. Maybe I'll move my mic back a little bit here. I don't know. Audio. You know I'm not good with audio. One of these days, I gotta, like, sit down with someone who knows audio and is willing to volunteer their time to help me. But, you know, maybe someday. Maybe someday we'll do that. For now, it is simply scuffed, and that's how it is. Anyway, this is where we left off. I remember last time I cut it off kind of abruptly because it was kind of like, doesn't seem like there's going to be a good time to stop, good stopping point, so I just stopped here. So here's where we left off. We've got Maya written in blood on the lantern, and this guy, for some strange reason, didn't realize that it was in fact written in blood. I wonder why. Surely it has nothing to do with that red visor that he wears over his eyes. Surely it has nothing to do with that. It says Maya upside down. Wow, yeah, he can actually read it. Good job, Judge. You're smart sometimes. What the?
Oh, yes, that's right. After being cornered and then stabbed by Mystic Maya, Mystic Elise didn't fall down right away. She must have been writing that on the stone lantern behind her. With the blood that was draining out of her body.
The blood. Certainly looks that way.
Objection!
Hang on just a minute. Really good sprite. Love the smoking. What are you all talking about? What do you mean? What are we all talking about? We're talking about the message written in blood. Nonsense! This lantern, it's as clean as a whistle. Man. Bro, you don't... Okay. It be? He can't see the bloody writing at all? Now that I think of it, he did say something to me yesterday. My eyesight is pretty messed up. Even with these huge goggles on my head, I still can't see everything. So that's what he meant by that. So, like, he recognizes that he can't see everything, and yet he simply cannot believe that there is something there that he can't see. Makes sense. Yep, In any case, this is obviously an important clue. We now know that the crime scene was dark, and that the victim scrawled this message on the stone lantern. Well, Mr. Godot, anything further? Me when my disability is disabling. How could this happen? Mr. Godot? Okay then, let's move on. Godot is literally shaking, and somehow I don't think it's from caffeine overdose. I don't know if it's possible for him to overdose on caffeine at this point. I think he's got too much of a tolerance. He should take a break. I believe it has now been established that Ms. Donim was killed by Maya Fey. That's just wrong. Now it's time to turn our attention to you.
Yes, sir.
After the victim died, you did something, didn't you? Let's hear it. We're all ears.
Witness testimony, Sister Iris's cover-up. After Mystic Elise died, I called out to Mystic Maya. I thought it was my duty to protect the future master of the Korean tradition. I can speak. I know how to speak English, I promise. So I removed the body from the inner temple by myself. I dragged it behind me all the way across Dusky Bridge. Then I used the snowmobile to carry it back to Hazakura Temple, and...
Oh, excuse me, I got a yawn. Ugh.
I used the Chichito to alter the way the wound looked.
So you moved the body?
Yes, I was raised at Hazakura Temple. I owe a great deal of thanks to the Fei clan. But even so, I never imagined that Elise Donim was actually Misty Fei. I've committed a terrible sin.
A terrible trick of fate. I believe you're looking for a twist of fate, Your Honor.
I intended to return to the inner temple after taking care of the body. But
You were spotted by the head nun, correct?
yes, and that's why I couldn't go back.
Your story makes sense, I suppose. Mr. Wright, go ahead with your cross-examination. Yup. Yes, Your Honor. Cross-examination time. We employ our usual strategy, simply press everything. See what funny dialogue we get. And yawn again. Oh, excuse me. So you waited until everything was over before making a move?
No, it's not like that.
Objection!
She saw someone murdered right in front of her eyes. It's not surprising that she was a little timid. Yes, I suppose that's true. Sometimes when I'm watching lawyers argue back and forth with each other, I feel so helpless that I just sit quietly and wait for them to reach a conclusion. Isn't it your job as the judge to mediate the argument?
It wasn't until Miss Maya saw me that it finally dawned on her what she had done.
Sorry, I got distracted by my phone for a second. And I'm yawning again. Ugh. Nick's just over here stroking his chin, thinking very deeply. So then, you knew? You knew the significance of the name Maya Fey?
Yes, of course I did. Smiling at you so sweetly and innocently.
That's odd. I mean, Sister Bikini didn't recognize Maya's name, let alone her position.
Anyway, she was a very special person indeed.
Remove the body from the inner temple. Tell me more. But why did you do that?
Because I didn't want Mystic Maya to be suspected in any way. I thought the best thing would be to remove the body from the crime scene.
You moved her body all by yourself?
Yes, I did. Would have been impossible if it wasn't for the snow.
Snow, huh? Yeah, I was thinking, if you dragged a bloody body through the snow, surely that would leave a trace of some kind. But let's see, let's press this. It's pretty amazing you could make it all the way across. That's a rickety old bridge.
It looks worse than it is. It's surprisingly sturdy despite its age.
Or, it was until it burned down immediately after this happened. It's like they say, uh, idiots are too stupid to catch even a simple cold. They say this. Yeah, I'm also thinking, like, what's the timeline here? When exactly did the bridge burn? But yeah, we'll just keep going. See what Phoenix says. There's one other thing that bothers me. Oh, yeah, that too. Why not just throw the body into the Eco River? I also hadn't thought about that. Like, literally, why not? Would have been much easier than dragging it all the way to Hazakura Temple.
I thought that it would still cast too much suspicion on Mystic Maya. That's why I tried to take the body as far away as possible.
Okay, reasonable excuse. Huh. Makes perfect sense to me. For the time being. Okay. Anyway, what did you do after you crossed the bridge?
Continuing the cross-examination with Snowmobile.
Snowmobile? I knew that would show up sooner or later.
Yes, I had the key. I used the snowmobile to travel from Hazakura Temple to Dusky Bridge.
This is the part that was in question the other day. Should I ask for more details? Ooh. Let's look at the court record. Let's look at my badge. Oh, I can't stop yawning. I'm gonna look at the weather data again. Okay, I see. Lightning struck the bridge at 10:45. The snow started at 7 and continued to 10:50. Right. So she could probably make an excuse that, you know, it was snowing and that covered up the tracks of dragging the body. And it was before the lightning struck. The tracks photo. The main gate to Dusky Bridge. So this happened after the snow had stopped. I don't remember exactly what had been determined at this point about this. Here's the crime photo. This also happened after the snow had stopped. The snow stopped after the bridge caught fire. Alright, I'm gonna ask about the tracks. He really did move her body by snowmobile. There should be tracks left in the snow. Well, yeah, there are, right? Oh, yes, naturally, you should expect tracks. This picture was presented at yesterday's trial. Yeah. Are these the tracks from that ride?
Yes, I think they are.
But... yeah, that's true also. There is only one set of tracks. I can only see one set of tracks here.
I don't see what's so strange about that. Snow was still falling when I left Hazakura Temple.
I see. Snow was still falling, huh?
And then, when the murder took place, it had already stopped.
Well, we just looked at the court record where it said the snow stopped around 10:50. And didn't the murder take place around 10? 10 to 11. Okay, well that's very vague. Alright. Let us continue.
That's why there are such fresh-looking tracks.
How about it, Mr. Wright? What do you think about this testimony?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna say it's very important. When the murder took place, the snow had already stopped? That doesn't make sense if you stack it up against the other evidence. Your Honor, I'd like the statement Iris just made added to the testimony.
Does it have something to do with the case?
All will be made clear if you allow her statement to be added to the record. Huh. This should be fun. You. Let's get this snow business cleared up, shall we?
Yes, sir.
Oh, is that the last? Okay, well now it's the last testimony. Okay, so this one I haven't pressed yet. I'm gonna press it. Is that what you were doing when Sister Bikini saw you?
Yes, that's right. She probably thought the worst.
Probably? More like definitely.
I see. So Sister Bikini mistakenly thought you were the one that murdered Miss Dunham.
I'm so sorry. Please forgive me.
I feel like I really hit that sorry, very, very Canadian there. Iris is Canadian now. Turning all of these characters into Canadians, but simply by voicing them.
It's my fault that this case has gotten so confusing.
Alright. Now here's our new statement, and we're going to press it. There have been a lot of contradictions in your testimony so far. This time, are you sure it's all true?
Yes, I am.
When the murder happened, the snow had already stopped. According to you, that's why the snowmobile tracks were so clear.
That's right. I'm certain of it.
I think I've trapped her this time. I see how you think. Snow, huh?
What is going on here?
If the snow really had stopped by the time of the murder, it'd mean there's a bigger hole in her story than that movie, The Grid Revelations. Hold on. The Grid Revelations. The first result when I searched the Grid Revelations is a GameSpot forum post. Someone want to explain this joke to me? In Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations. Someone want to explain this joke to me? The Grid Revelations. It's incredible. This is a thread from, like, related to the original DS version of this game. This from 17 years ago, which is terrifying. 2008, October 2008. This person says, the grid equals the matrix and revelations equals revolutions, so it's like the matrix revolutions. Well, I don't know anything about matrix revolutions, so... but there we go. The grid revelations. Thank you to this forum thread from 17 years ago. Alright. You can just Google things and learn things. Isn't that beautiful? This is my lesson to you. Keep a curious mind and take advantage of the information at your fingertips with the beautiful internet. Though obviously, take caution with the stupid AI-generated nonsense that's out there these days, but you know, even back before AI, you shouldn't trust everything you see on the internet. But all that being said, there's a lot of information out there. Some of it is true and useful, and if you simply seek it out, you can find beautiful things. And shout out to forums from 2008. Anyway, we continue. Well then, Mr. Trite, perhaps you'd like to share your theory with us. Let's see what's up your sleeve. Or rather, at the end of your index finger. Mr. Finger-pointing boy.
Question mark. What? Huh?
I don't want to believe it, but I don't think my logic is failing me. Iris is trying to pin the murder on Maya. Why would she want to do that? There's only one reason I can think of. Okay. Alright, so we gotta present evidence. Let's go. Alright, yep, Okay, so what are we gonna present? I'm gonna save real quick. Because I am already not at full health. I could present the weather data, I could present the... Hold on. Can I... No, I didn't mean to do that. Hold on. While I'm here, let's look at the court record and not have to present things, because I don't want to present something by accident. I could look at the weather report, I could look at the autopsy report, here's this photo, but what about the actual murder scene? Do we have a photo of that? No. But, like, there wasn't blood on the ground at the actual murder scene, right? So the snow would have covered that up. There's also the fact that her body fell 10 feet after death. I feel like that hasn't been properly addressed. Unless it actually has and I forgot, which is very possible. Well, it's not snowing in this photo, or maybe it is. It's hard to tell. It's not a photo, also. I meant to say illustration, painting. I mean, I could just present the weather data, or the autopsy report, or... There's also this, but I don't know what... I don't know, man. Anyway, la. I did not mean to do that. There's a hole in her story, yada yada yada. Okay, we just saw this. Okay, I have to be careful. Alright. We are just gonna present the weather data and see what happens. Nope. Okay, well... I'm not taking damage for that. We're loading the save. How about the autopsy report?
Objection!
No? Do I have anything? Have anything? Hang on. This doesn't give me anything. I don't think this tells me anything. There's definitely something I'm forgetting. Either that or I'm just on the wrong track. Because if the weather data and the time of the murder aren't relevant, then what does it mean? Alright, what else? Oh, I wanted to... Okay, come on. Snowmobile dragged it. I really thought that dragging it would be relevant. Alright, this could be something, is what I'm thinking. Because...
Objection!
Nope, that's not it. Well, by the time the snow stopped, the bridge was on fire, right? I mean, what if I just for the hell of it? Yeah. Load again. Like this, because, like, I'm curious about this. No, that's nothing. Why do we still have this? There's also the use the sword to alter the way the wound look. I don't know. Is this? Yeah, I didn't think so. Like, it's gotta be this, right? What if I present the bridge on fire here? But the weather thing said that the bridge was on fire. I don't know. This is obviously nothing. This is obviously nothing. Did I even press this? I did, right? But... Definitely not finishing the game tonight if it takes me this long to get through one cross-examination. What What do we have? We have a map. I don't think that's anything. We have the gravy. We have the photo. We have the hood. We have the weather data, which is apparently not related. This is not. I presented this at the snow had already stopped, and it did nothing. So that's not it. Autopsy report is also not it. The tracks photo. It can't just be the tracks photo. That can't be. It can't be this photo because this checks out with the snow having stopped. This was near Dusky Bridge. This was in the garden of the Inner Temple. This was also in the Inner Temple garden. I might have to check a guide for this one. I'm really... I mean, I can try just presenting the tracks photo here. I don't think that'll do anything, but who knows with these games, you know? I feel like I'm missing something obvious. Either missing something obvious or forgetting something from a previous stream of this game from way too long ago. I'm gonna... Ace Attorney... 3, 5... Let's see if Strategy Wiki can help me here. This is just telling me about the case. Okay, here, expand. Need... Wait, which part am I in? There's 4.1, 4.2, and 4.3 trial. Oh god, we're in part 4.1. Alright, so we're not finishing tonight. There's a part 4.1 and a part 4.2 and a part 4.3. We're on part 4.1. Excellent. It says present the weather data on the fourth statement. Which one is the fourth? No. Okay. Because then the weather data says that the snow stopped at 10:50 and lightning struck the bridge at 10:45. So you could not have crossed the bridge before the snow stopped. Alright. Why doesn't this just simply work on the last statement? Oh, whatever. You claim that the snow had already stopped when the murder occurred. But I'm sorry, Iris. That just isn't possible.
What?
This is the weather data from the night of the murder. Yeah, that was just a classic Ace Attorney. Like, I know what to present, but which specific testimony do I present it at? Also, this beautiful animation. Why? How are you moving your hand like that? It's such a beautiful HD animation. Anyway. The weather data. According to this, the snow didn't stop until 10:50 p.m. But you couldn't have crossed Dusky Bridge at that time.
Why do you say that?
Because 5 minutes before the snow stopped, Dusky Bridge was struck by lightning, and had caught on fire.
What? What did you say? The bridge. It was on fire.
You don't mean to say you didn't know about it? It was because of that lightning strike that the bridge burned down.
What? But it can't... It can't be.
Why, what? You're so shocked that the bridge was on fire? Looks like you still haven't figured it out. No matter how hard you try to deceive or conceal the truth, you can't pull the wool over the eyes of a real defense attorney. Okay, Phoenix.
I'm a lawyer!
A real one! Look at my badge! Look at my badge! Look at my badge! I'm pressing the present button. Look at my badge!
No!
Order!
The bridge was already on fire when the incident took place. That's right! The inner temple was already totally cut off from the outside world. There's no way you could have crossed the bridge, body or no body.
Nobody.
Witness, even my patience has its limits. Any further lying and I will find you in contempt of court. Do you have anything to say for yourself?
Objection!
I have something to say. The only person here that is truly contemptible is you. Old man.
Me? How dare you?
Whether this witness lied or not doesn't mean squat right now. It simply doesn't mean squat, alright? This is squat? The important thing now is to find out the truth. It doesn't matter if this person lied. It only matters if we find the truth. Never mind the fact that someone lying can take us further from the truth, which is not what we want. But anyway, isn't that right?
Yes, of course, but...
Whether it was snowing or not snowing, or whether the bridge was burning or not, there are two facts that can't be disputed. First, the body of Elise Donim was discovered in the Hazakura Temple courtyard. And second, the head nun, Sister Bikini, witnessed Iris desecrating Elise the Donim's body. He makes a good point on both accounts.
That's right. I'm not lying.
What are you claiming this time?
I wasn't myself at all that night.
Oh, really?
So my memory is still somewhat hazy.
Objection!
You have stood at that witness stand and testified this entire time. You telling us now that your memory of that night is hazy?
Objection!
It is only human to err. If you're so perfect, Trite, maybe you can explain this for the court? What is it? When the murder happened, the bridge had already burnt down. But somehow the body traveled across the bridge and was found in the temple courtyard. Perhaps you have some kind of perfect explanation for this little magic trick. Oh, well, not exactly, no. I know there must be some other way she got across that burnt-out bridge. But unless I can somehow demonstrate it, we'll never know the truth.
Looks like the defense is not prepared to offer a suitable explanation.
You see what I mean? IDT on again. Goodness. In other words, you're in no position to suggest that this lady's testimony isn't the truth.
All right then. Witness, let's hear your testimony once more.
About what, Your Honor?
You've admitted that you moved the victim's body. Nevertheless, your prior testimony contained a rather large inconsistency. Please add an explanation for that to your testimony.
Yes, Your Honor.
Will this be her final testimony? I don't know, maybe. Maybe. I don't know.
Moving the body.
Should take a sip of water. A little stretch.
Other than walking across the bridge, there's no way to move the body. So I must have just gotten confused, I guess. Was the snow still falling, or had it stopped? Does it really matter that much? Or are you saying there is a way to cross a burning bridge?
Looking at the camera.
So it was just a misunderstanding, I see.
This is a photo of Dusky Bridge after it burned down from the lightning blast. It was taken on the morning after the incident.
Certainly was burnt to a crisp, and one of the suspension wires even snapped. It's amazing the whole bridge didn't fall. Clearly, it would be impossible to carry a corpse across a bridge in this condition.
Dusky Bridge photo added to the court record.
Unless I do something to discredit this testimony, it's going to be deemed the truth. And Maya will be accused of murder. Right. I'm only going to say this one more time. It is only human to err. And only humans can spot the errors of our ways. Okay, interesting. The more sense he makes, the less sense he makes. He likes saying things, that guy. That weirdo.
All right, Mr. Wright, please begin your final cross-examination.
Final. Well, I just looked at the guide, and there's still gonna be 2 more parts to this trial, so, we'll see about that. Okay, press everything. No, I did not need to do that. Press this, press it. Pressing buttons, being impatient. Yes, but if the snow had already stopped when the incident took place...
I couldn't have crossed the... I'm really good at talking. I couldn't have crossed the bridge, naturally. But I think it's just like Mr. Godot said. The body did make it across somehow.
So I must have just gotten confused. But you seemed to be quite sure of yourself when you gave your testimony. You said you were sure the snow had already stopped.
I'm terribly sorry. Sorry. I was wrong.
Does she really think an apology is going to get her off the hook? Walking into court, yeah, I committed a murder, but I'm sorry though. And everything works out just fine. This is no joke. You're giving sworn testimony in a court of law.
Well, Mr. Wright, let me ask you a question.
Sorry, I'm laughing because that's something my dad says all the time. He's like, let me ask you something. And then asks some dumb joke question that doesn't mean anything.
Mr. Wright, let me ask you something. Do you remember what the weather was like 1 week ago today?
Huh? Well, naturally, it was, no.
You see?
Oh, excuse me, I'm burping.
It's not that easy to remember, is it?
But if it had been some kind of special day, I would have remembered. For example, it was pouring rain on the day of my elementary school graduation.
Objection!
No one wants to hear about your childhood traumas, Trite. We already went over that in the first game. What? By the time the murder took place, the snow had already stopped. You insist on obsessing over that one statement. Let's see the proof. Show some evidence that the body somehow crossed the bridge while it was on fire. Oh, I will press this just for fun. Well, I don't see why there couldn't be a way across.
Mr. Wright? Don't you think that sounds a bit silly? A body crossing a burning bridge? Did anyone actually witness such a thing?
That's a nice little hint. Thank you, video game. Huh. If there was, I don't think you'd call someone like that a witness. After all, a dream isn't the same as actually seeing something. I've
all this way, so I owe it to everyone to figure this out. But how do you transport a body across a burning bridge? I mean, yeah, there is also the fact that, again, as I mentioned, the body fell 10 feet after death. So, how did that happen? Did someone throw it across a bridge? It's very strange, but I guess it's coming together. Start by examining all of my evidence and see where that takes me. I gotta be like a shark. If I don't keep moving, I'm as good as dead. Okay. Shark moment. Okay, Are you saying there is a way to cross a burning bridge? Well, I feel like there isn't, but, look at this.
Objection!
Dead body flying over a burning bridge. Flying over a burning fridge. I wouldn't exactly rule out the possibility.
What?
Huh. You're saying it's possible? Don't make me laugh. The only thing that's possible about your claim is that it's being pulled out of thin air. I don't know about that. In any case, we have a witness who did see it happen. Dear Lord, we do. Okay.
Who's it? Who is this witness?
I can't chicken out here. I've got to keep on the attack and go, go, go. Ms. Elise Tonim's brilliant and highly gifted apprentice, Maurice Tonim.
Brilliant?
Highly gifted?
Apprentice?
Remember what he said in his testimony. That night he was at the Mountain Shack Heavenly Hall. And that's when he witnessed the event. Me when I witnessed the event, my face went... I think you've all seen this sketch before. It's an exact drawing of what he witnessed that night.
Are you serious? Today's not April Fool's Day, is it?
We're about half a month away from that.
Mr. Wright? Mr. Wright, are you seriously claiming that the victim flew through the air? And you're using this pathetic scribble, "Be nice to Larry's art, it's good," to support your argument?
Oh, the judge looks like he's about to blow a gasket. Well, Trite, there's nowhere for you to hide now. Other than looking like it was drawn by a 6-year-old. Be nice! Does this sketch prove anything? Yes, I'm pretty sure it does, and I'm going to prove it. Listen, I know your tricks. You're trying to turn this whole thing upside down. If you're so eager to turn this case upside down, why not start with this sketch? Wait, I just realized. I think I just put something together. I think I just put something together. I'm gonna keep going. Oh my god, turn it upside down, huh? Turn it upside down. Hey, we saw that picture, that little illustration of Larry just then. he was lying on his back and looking upside down in the direction of the bridge. Oh, that's so beautiful. That's wow. Hey, why did Godot say that? Hmm. Why? Upside down. Why did Godot say that? I wonder.
Alright then, let's hear the defense's theory. What exactly is this sketch trying to show?
I don't think old Whisker Face is going to forgive any more mistakes. Speaking of which, speaking of mistakes, all right, Phoenix, look carefully and think it over. No, I think I've got it. I think I know what's going on. This is what happened. Well, no. Kind of. Well, let's move forward. Of course the victim was flying through the air. You can see it right there in the sketch. Whoosh!
You know, you're starting to remind me of yesterday's witness.
That was the last thing I wanted to hear. Have any evidence that the victim flew through the air? Just so you know, we haven't discovered a giant human catapult at the Inner Temple yet. Let me continue. I wish they had. Even if you're a lousy lawyer, at least you're 1 cup's worth of entertainment. I think we should skip the penalty this time. Oh, okay. Must be some way. I just know it. They're like this. Look at the angle that he's seeing this from. Oh my god. That's I love it. There must be a way to use Larry's sketch to show the truth of what happened. All right. The witness will now return to her testimony, huh? We're returning to the testimony?
Yes, Your Honor.
Huh? Okay, I'm gonna save again, and I'm gonna save in this upper slot. And I'm going to present this.
Objection!
Nope. Right. What if I go back and load this one? Evidence of nothing, a complete contradiction, exactly what happened. Well, it's not evidence of nothing, so let's try contradiction. See what that means. Something is obviously funny about this sketch. Okay.
I'm no art critic, but even I can see that.
No, that's not what I mean, Your Honor. Alright, are we getting it this time? Maurice Stonim stated it over and over. I guess that's just his legal name now. Good for him. That this sketch was exactly as he saw it. Uh-huh. However, if we're to believe his testimony, then the sketch contradicts reality as we know it.
It contradicts reality?
Huh. This is getting interesting. Looks like you're back to that finger-pointing thing again. Okay, trite. So what exactly contradicts reality as we know it? I mean, obviously this, but also these? Because these were underneath the bridge? Or one of them was snapped. I'm just gonna point to one of these. It's this wire connected to the bridge.
The wire?
Huh. Is that the thing that contradicts reality? Yup, it is indeed. Then show us the reality it supposedly conflicts with. Alright, here we go. Show us something that will point out how the sketch contradicts reality. It's this photo you just gave me, bruh.
That's a photo of Dusky Bridge, correct?
Yes. Now compare the sketch and the photo for a minute. In the sketch, the wires appear to be above the guard wires. But on the actual Dusky Bridge...
Jumping Jehoshaphat!
The wires are below the guard wires. Dun-dun-dun-dun. Dun 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 dun.
What? Order. This sketch is somewhat different than what's depicted in the photo. However, isn't it likely that the artist just saw it wrong?
Yes, Judge, you're getting there. We're getting to it.
Or perhaps he just drew it wrong.
Either way, sounds like you're just wrong. Kill him. With someone like Lorice, I admit a mistake is a definite possibility. But then that begs the question. Why did he make a mistake? What was the reason? Are you saying you know the answer to that? Listen, think back, alright? Remember what Lorice was doing when he witnessed this event. He was at Heavenly Hall, waiting for a lover that was never going to come. He waited and waited, and finally, he laid down. But then, lightning shoots from the sky and sets the bridge aflame. I love this little storytelling moment. Good job, Phoenix. You should be a writer. Now ponder what sort of position Lorice must have been in at the time. He was lying on his back, which is why he remembered the scene the way he did.
He was lying on his back? I can't see how it relates.
But it does, Your Honor. That is the reason why the wires in the sketch go up instead of down.
Ah! Ugh, no way!
Lorice Stonem witnessed the event while he was lying on his back, face up. In other words, the scene that he saw was actually upside down. Pointing my finger. Boom.
So then, this sketch should actually...
I think you finally get it, Your Honor. The correct way to view Lorice Stonem's sketch is like this. Boom. this is how it should actually look. The victim's body wasn't flying above the bridge. It was actually swinging below. That's right! Just like a pendulum! Okay. Ridiculous! Order. All the things to say. Pendulum! Wait, why are you freaking out? You're literally the one who said to turn it upside down. Come on, man. The bridge was burning to a crisp. There was no way to get across it. But if the body had been found at the inner temple, it would have caused problems. This is where the criminal decided to take a gamble. They used the burning bridge to get the body across to the other side. And a pendulum was the only way to get it done.
Objection!
Let's think about this for a minute, shall we? Dusky Bridge is about 20 yards long, which means it's about that far from the inner temple to the opposite cliff. Yes, that sounds right. In order to cover that distance with a pendulum, you'd need a rope at least 10 yards long. Damn, okay, you know math. To get a rope that long, you have to plan ahead, bro. 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 Like, you see this picture. You're the one who showed us this picture. Like, come on.
Objection!
Lightning strike that night can only have been an accident. So it doesn't make sense that the culprit would have prepared the rope beforehand. Come on, Phoenix. Come on. So then... they didn't have to get the rope ready. There we go. The rope was already right in front of them. What? I'm saying that it was just a matter of using what was already there.
In that case, Mr. Wright, please give us an explanation to support your theory. What makes you think the criminal had a rope on hand to create a pendulum?
This photo!
And the meaning of this is...
If you want to know where the rope came from, it's hanging right there in front of your glorious beard.
Aha! This is one of the wires from the bridge.
When the lightning struck the bridge and set it on fire, one of the suspension wires came loose from its anchor. The criminal didn't have any time to waste, so they tied the wire around Elistonim's body. Whee! Oh, wow. Beautiful. Because there was simply no other way to move the body. Huh. Okay. Okay, man.
Mr. Godot!
Normal courtroom occurrences.
Seems that Mr. Godot is more focused on his coffee than answering my question. It seems that the odds of a rope being readily available were very high. So I suppose it's not an impossibility after all.
Objection!
Possible or impossible? That's not the question we need to ask. There's only one question. Did that really happen? Right. I wonder if you can prove what happened to us. Do you have any actual evidence that the body was swung over like a pendulum? Well, I mean, is this the part where we talk about how the body fell? Or how this thing fell off of the staff? I would go for the body falling. See if that works. Okay, this seems right. Before I present my evidence, let me review what we know so far. According to this photo, one of the wires snapped. Looking at the map, we can see it's the one that was in front of the inner temple.
So then that was the spot where the criminal...
Yes, precisely. Now let us consider the body's movement by looking at the overhead map again. If the body was pushed from this point here, it would drop on the opposite bank at approximately this point.
Did you say drop?
Ah. Well, they must have failed to catch the body on the other bank.
What? What makes you think something like that happened?
Because I have evidence that suggests her body dropped some distance. Yup, I was right. We had not yet properly addressed the fact that her body fell. Uh-huh.
What kind of evidence?
Take a look at this autopsy report. It says here that her body fell about 10 feet after her death.
10 feet, huh? That's a lot of feet.
That's most likely the height difference between the two sides. The body overswung due to forward momentum, but then came loose and fell about 10 feet. And then, as a result of the landing impact, this crystal sphere was knocked loose. Yup. It's coming together! It's coming together! Yes, this blood-stained amethyst crystal. That's a very dark purple amethyst, but anyway. It's the one that came off of Miss Elise Donim's staff. And even more important is the place where this crystal sphere was found.
Indeed. I believe it's already marked on this overhead map.
Uh-huh. Yup, it was found right there. Okay. Precisely, Your Honor. In the very spot where the pendulum would arrive if given the right amount of speed.
This explains your theory quite well, Mr. Wright. You have provided us with a way the body could have been moved that night. An impressive deduction, Mr. Wright. Most impressive.
I see.
Mr. Wright?
I thought this cold coffee might help cool you down.
What is the meaning of this, Mr. Godot?
That was a dark and bitter guess that you made, Trite. But you forgot about one thing.
Oh, and what would that be?
The aroma. Huh? A coffee's most reliable accomplice is its deep and profound aroma. The rest of the court doesn't speak Coffeenese. Can you elaborate a bit more? If the criminal had sent the body to the other side, like you say, then naturally there must have been an accomplice lying in wait to catch it.
An accomplice?
The criminal wasn't able to cross Dusky Bridge. So, who collected the body?
I wonder.
What do you have to say about that, Trite?
Mr. Godot is correct. This can't be the work of a single person.
Yeah.
Well, Mr. Wright, you know what you must do.
Do I? Yes, Your Honor. I have to prove there was an accomplice and say who the accomplice was, but I don't know. Except I think I probably know, but I'm gonna save and see what happens. Couldn't have made it without an accomplice.
If you please, Mr. Wright.
Who was the person that received the body? Well, I'm gonna go with what I'm thinking, which is that it was Iris. It can only be you, Sister Iris.
Huh? But I
don't see why you're so surprised. The only way to transport the body from Dusky Bridge is by snowmobile, and you said yourself that you have the key. With her bad back, Sister Bikini could never pick up a body like that. You're the only one that could have managed it.
Objection!
Right. Were you even listening to the witness's testimony? On the night of the crime, this little cutie pie... Okay, Godot, I love you. Don't. Godot, I love you, but I think I need to teach you about a little something called respecting women. Called feminism. Anyway. She was on cleanup duty in the Inner Temple Garden after the mother-daughter bloodbath.
Objection!
Nope. I haven't forgotten. But have you, Mr. Godot? This witness was also seen at Hazakura Temple, desecrating the corpse of the victim. Once again, we're back to how was she in two places at once? How was this young woman who conveniently has a twin sister in two places at once? Oh, but her twin sister is dead. Oh, but we're talking about people who can channel spirits, bruh. Come on. We gotta bring up the spirit channeling. Unfortunately, the court doesn't like spirit channeling, but we gotta talk about it.
Strange indeed. It's almost as if, on that night, the defendant was in two different places at the same time. Wow.
Sister Iris, let me ask you something. Oh my god, they're talking like this. they're doing my dad's line. They're doing my dad's bit. Let me ask you something. It's attacking me personally. Anyway, why didn't you mention it when you first gave your testimony?
mention what?
The pendulum, of course. Using this sketch drawn by an eyewitness, I have established how the body was moved using the burnt-out bridge. Which means it's now a fact that this occurred, something you should have already known.
No, I had no idea. I didn't know anything about a pendulum.
I didn't know. I'm just a girl. I'm just a girl. I'm crying. You made me cry. How dare you? But the body couldn't have been passed along to the other side without your help. So you should have known about it. In fact, it'd be impossible for you to be clueless about this whole thing. Unless you're not really Iris to begin with. I didn't see that coming. I actually didn't see that coming. I mean, I knew, I was like, okay, Pearl hasn't been able to channel Dahlia as hard as she tries, no matter how hard she tries, so, like, someone else must be channeling her at the same time. I kind of thought it was just, you know, Maya's, like, stuck channeling her or something. I don't know why I didn't consider that Dahlia could be here right now as we speak. I don't know why I didn't consider that. I'm actually like wow. Okay. I love this game. That's all I can say.
What? How can you say that, Mr. Wright?
What? What kind of nonsense is this?
You...
Oh, sorry, the judge is still speaking.
You're saying this witness isn't Iris of Hazakura Temple?
Objection!
Are you serious, Trite? You mean this woman is...
There's no one besides Iris that could have received the corpse that night. Now I get it. Now I know why I've been sick to my stomach this whole trial. Why her whole demeanor changed so suddenly from yesterday. And why she's trying to pin this murder on Maya. The woman that's standing there at the witness stand. Her real name is... this one. I never thought I'd have to utter your name again. Let alone see you. It's been a long time, Dahlia Hawthorne.
Hawthorne?
Sister Iris had a twin sister. And you're looking at her, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
That name rings some bells. Distant bells, but bells nonetheless.
Huh. It's just your imagination, Gramps. Okay. This file contains all the relevant data about Dahlia Hawthorne. That's going to be a lot of data. All right, Judge, there you go. Some light reading for you.
Oh yes, I remember now. That case. 5 years ago.
My name is Dahlia Hawthorne. I just want to say, it's an honor for me to be here in your noble presence.
The honor is all mine. Oh, the honor is all mine.
Whoa, fading back to present.
But according to this, Dahlia Hawthorne is already dead. It says her execution was carried out last month.
So what? She's not the only person who's come back from the dead. Death has no meaning in this courtroom. Isn't that right? Yep, Thank you, Godot, whatever your real name might be.
What? Order.
Oh, wait a moment. How can you... My sister, she's already dead. What kind of...
Objection!
You of all people should already understand. After all, the blood of the master of the Crane channeling technique flows within that body.
The Crane channeling technique? Now, where have I heard that?
That's right. You're not Dahlia Hawthorne herself. You're the spirit of Dahlia, currently inhabiting the body of a spirit medium. What an exciting story. Exciting, but quite impossible. You're asking us to buy that Dahlia Hawthorne just happened to be channeled by someone on the very night of the murder to a temple where her twin sister Iris was. Well, if you're going to put things that way, then yes.
Objection!
We're supposed to believe a coincidence like that just happens. It wasn't a coincidence. Nuh-uh-uh. Naturally, it was no coincidence. The whole thing was part of a plan from the very beginning. It's all written right here in these instructions.
What's that?
These instructions, this piece of paper that I'm slapping that's magically not burnt up now, were written by your mother, Morgan Fay. And part of the plan called for Dahlia Hawthorne to be channeled. That night, there were 2 irises at Hazakura Temple.
2 of them?
Wait. No. Hold on. There we go. 2 of them? Even the time of the channeling was planned out. As soon as you hear the lights out bell, in other words, 10 p.m. However, Iris was seen before dinner time.
That means the Iris that was at dinner was the real Iris.
And the Iris who gave me this hood in the main hall was also the real Iris. Meaning that the Iris Sister Bikini saw at the inner temple was someone else dressed as her. Namely, one Dahlia Hawthorne.
Objection!
Do you even know what you're saying, trite? This whole channeling the spirit of Dahlia Hawthorne business. Yes, it's true that you found plans that talk about it. However, there's one thing that's perfectly clear. The witness currently standing in the witness stand is the real Iris. What? How do you know? What makes you say that? Calm down and remember what you know about the night of the crime. After meeting Sister Bikini, the Dahlia Hawthorne that had been channeled would have been stranded at the inner temple due to the lightning strike. This beautiful animation. Whee! It was later that the body was moved by pendulum. That's right. Naturally, that would mean that the iris that received the body was the real iris. Are you with me so far? Yes. After being notified of what happened, the police came to the Hazakura Temple's main hall. There they found Iris in her room and arrested her. And ever since, she's been under police supervision at the detention center. Yes, I suppose. I can't deny any of that.
Phew, thank goodness. Looks like he's finally convinced.
Something still seems off. Way off. Like, why is it... How can we consider that maybe this is the real Iris, and the real Iris is channeling Dahlia now? Perhaps we may consider that. But anyway, we'll see what actually happens. We'll see. I'm still not convinced that the Iris here is the same one from the other night. Huh. I suppose you're about to say something really ridiculous? Like the real Iris and the spirit of Dahlia somehow switched places? Like maybe this has not been Iris the whole time, but we're talking about, oh, she was different yesterday. I don't know. I'm gonna see what the game says.
Switched places? To be perfectly honest, there are still quite a few things I don't understand. But I do know that unless we confirm the witness's identity, we can't continue with this trial.
Iris doesn't have the spiritual power needed to channel Dahlia. Well, I mean, yeah, it said that in her profile, but it could be wrong, could it not? Like, maybe she does have the spiritual power? It says, oh, she doesn't seem to have any spiritual power, but, like, do we know that for sure? Do we know? I don't know. I don't know. Have we been talking to Maya channeling Dahlia pretending to be Iris the whole time? Because that's possible. I think. Maybe. I don't know if it completely adds up. We know that it's not Pearl channeling because we've gone over that whole thing. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see what happens. Let's see how this. We'll see. Which means they must have switched places somewhere. I'm not sure I follow, but we're gonna find out. Well, Mr. Wright, since the time she was arrested, I'm getting a little tired. Can you tell? I'm probably gonna wrap up as soon as we hit a good stopping point, and I'm hoping there will be one soon, but we'll see. Have there been any chances for Iris to switch places with Dahlia Hawthorne? Well, Iris spent a long time trying to unlock that gate, right? I don't know. Well, I can save here anyway, so I might as well hit a save. Let's say there was one. Honor, I think there might have been one chance. Explain yourself! Yesterday, for a few minutes, Iris's whereabouts were unknown. Okay, I don't remember that. Or maybe I do? This is the problem with like so much time in between sessions with this game. I don't remember. What do you mean? What I mean is, there was a span of time in which Iris was able to move about freely unsupervised. I do kind of remember her running off at one point. Maybe? Well, who was it? Who would give a murder suspect time to move about freely like that? I can't quite remember. Who was it that was accompanying? Like, wasn't it? Was it Edgeworth who was accompanying her? Again, it's been a while since this happened in Blair. It's been a long time, but I feel like I remember it being him. I could be completely wrong, but I might as well try.
This is Mr. Edgeworth, isn't it?
Your Honor. There was a... Oh, right! Right! Oh! Now I remember. Okay. Yes, it's all coming back to me. Right. Okay. There was a fairly large earthquake yesterday, was there not?
An earthquake? Earthquake!
Oh my goodness, the inner temple! This kind of tremor might... How could I... she fled. She escaped. Oh man. We went to the inner temple right away. And it's true, Iris was already there. However, they had already switched places by that point in time. Huh. When I arrived at the training hall, I was met by none other than Dahlia Hawthorne. Damn.
That's quite enough already, Mr. Wright. Now, see here. No judge in his right mind would
Consider that something spirit channeling. I didn't have enough time to read that. Question mark says, be quiet. Oh, okay. Uh-huh. Yup.
It's been a long time, Mr. Judge.
That voice.
Guess I'll have to ask again. Upon meeting a beautiful lady, always ask for her name and profession. That's one of my rules.
Dahlia Hawthorne. And my current profession? Permanently retired.
Yup. Alright. Huh. So you're not going to bother hiding your identity anymore, huh?
Why should I? After all, I'm dead. There's really nothing you can do to punish me.
Okay.
What is going on here?
Dahlia Hawthorne. Never thought we'd meet again. And I never thought we'd meet like this. This time, I'll end it. For her and for myself. To be continued. Oof. Woo! Okay. Ooh. Ooh, we're getting into part 4-2 next time. But not right now. Alright, we made it to a good stopping point. I'm happy about that. Dang. Okay. Okay. Yup. Uh-huh. We finally got there. We finally got to, hey, guess what? Dahlia Hawthorne's spirit is being channeled, and that's relevant to the case. And I didn't realize she was there the whole time, but she was there the whole time. She's been here since the earthquake. Okay. Yup. Yup. And Godot immediately being like, yo, death doesn't matter. People can come back when they die. Like, yup. Yup, it's cinema. It's peak. It's this game is really good. And oh my god, the Larry sketch and the fall and the purple orb all becoming relevant and being linked together, it's peak. It's peak. It's yup. This game, this case specifically is just food. It's just been a feast for me particularly as a fan of the first game. Like, yes. Like, I'm so happy. And we're getting there. We're getting to the end. We've got trial part 2, trial the number 5 part 4 trial part 4-2 and 4-3 is what we've got left, and that's, oh boy, it's a long one. This is a long one. Well, we're gonna get through it. And yeah, again, unfortunately, I will not be streaming next weekend because I'm going to a dang furry convention. So, yep, no stream next week because I'm gonna be in Toronto hanging out with furries. Honestly, I actually might only go Friday and Saturday. I might decide to skip Sunday. It'll depend on how I'm feeling that day. But even if I don't go, I'm probably just going to want to rest, so no stream either way. So yeah, I will see you most likely on Sunday, March 29th to continue this game. Unless something else happens and we take another 2-week break. But you know, plan A is we're going to continue on Sunday the 29th. Once again, check out my socials. I'll keep you posted. Excuse me. I post stream updates on Tumblr, Blue Sky, and in my Discord server. So any of those, check it out. And I usually post at least a few hours before I start stream on the day of, so yup. I'll keep you posted. Keep an eye out. I am very excited to continue inching ever closer to the end of this game. Yeah. that's about it, I guess. That's all for today, and I'll see you hopefully in 2 weeks to continue this game and perhaps talk about the furry convention a little bit. Hit me up if you're going to Fernal Equinox. We can I don't know, say hi. I don't know, man. Um, yeah, I guess that's it. I don't think I have anything else to say. I should end the stream before I just keep rambling and saying the same things over and over again. So that's that. Again, see you hopefully in a couple weeks for the next stream, and until then, take care, have a lovely couple of weeks, and yeah, bye!